Uh-oh.
It's gonna be an epic show tonight.
Man. Are we going all in? That's the question. Huh? Mr. All In himself is in the building.
The originator.
Chill out. Mr. Chill himself is in the building.
This is all in. Clarence, you started that stuff. You know that, don't you? Count the senior bowl. But
yes, indeed. He started that stuff. How you doing, Clarence Hill?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, we doing good, man. I'm doing good over here, man. We doing good.
Yeah, ready to talk.
The dry season, man. The dry season for right now. The final word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got a legend in the house, man.
Oh, yeah.
Final word.
Legendary indeed. Can't wait to talk some ball with you.
Yeah.
Hey, Clarence, I gotta admit something. I've been thinking about this. It's hard for people to admit this, but you've been right on some things, and I've been very wrong on some things, and I swore you was wrong on some things.
The final word.
The
final word.
For real. I'm just being honest.
The final word.
Like I remember I talked to Clarence behind the scenes about Anthony Brown, and I swore I was like, man, Anthony Brown he was like, nah, he playing better. You know? I was like, man.
Oh, hell no.
But sure enough, you know, we talked about Deuce and Deuce size, you know, behind the scenes, and sure enough, you know. So anyway, man, I'm excited to talk this good ball with you, Clarence.
I try to keep it real. I have no agendas. You know, no agendas here. I've been following them a long time. I got I report and talk about what I know and what I've been told.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I see.
Yeah.
Hold on. So you report what you know and what you was told. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what I know is primarily what I've been told.
So you 100 with it. That's what I like to hear, man. It's no guessing game. It's no clickbait. It's no shot.
It's not my job. It's not my job to project. Like all you people projecting on the quarterback, projecting on not left Trey Lance. A lot of projections there that's based on nothing.
Yeah. And you know, we gonna talk about that too, because we might even start with that. We go freestyle this just a little bit. But
yeah. I want to ask him one more thing, boss, before we get into this tunnel right here.
Oh yeah.
The principles and philosophy. So let me know when to bring that up, boss, because you already know what I'm finna say with principles and philosophy of the Jones family.
Just do whatever you want to do, man. You know how we do.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, man. It's your world, Law. This is your world.
I don't want Jerry to get mad at us now.
Damn act together. Don't like your attitude.
All right, let's get on down the tunnel and start the show.
Yo.
They not like us.
Let's get it, bro.
I just wanna run it up. Kind of check or something.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check us on. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say roll my change. Take some losses.
Man, that boy got that silk suit.
I'm with L, I'm with T Black, I'm with Rabbit now. I'm with Bay, I'm with
not like
J,
us.
I'm with Chuck.
They not like us. They
Still
not
the
like
same, I
us.
switch your sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
All right, Law, what you got?
All right, so I'm gonna kick it off. Oh, you gonna let me kick it off instead of Big Game James?
Well, you said you had some, so I know you got some. What you got?
All right. So the Jones family live by this principle and philosophy, whereas it's hard to crack that check open for the players. I'm old enough to remember, and I know you remember this too. There was a guy by the name of Emmitt Smith who they allowed for that contract to just go long overdue. There was no contract, and they set back on that particular principle and concept of, hey, we're not going to pay the guy, well, we're not going to come to an agreement until after we lost 2 games in a row. I know for sure that CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, and as well as Dak Prescott is not coming off of a year like Emmitt Smith had. What are the tolerance for ambiguity for this whole conversation about these 3 guys, the big 3, on their payment? Clarence Hill.
First of all, you saying that what Emmitt's held out, he had a better year than CeeDee had last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had 18 touchdowns, I think 1,700 yards rushing, and something like that. That boy was good that year.
That year was 95.
And coming off of a Super Bowl, too. Coming off of a Super Bowl, yeah.
CeeDee had a great year last year, though. I'm just saying, he had the best year at receiver in Cowboys history. Led the league in receiving yards. It's not a philosophy. It's about winning. They're just trying to win a negotiation. I don't think that their philosophy is we don't want to pay, because let's be honest, ultimately they always end up paying.
True.
They've never really lost a player they wanted to keep. Right. They've never lost a big name Hall of Fame type player over money.
Okay.
Never. They've had some tough negotiations, but ultimately they paid the guy they wanted to keep, and they haven't lost the guy over money that they want to keep. Until this year, you can look at some of the decisions they made with Tyron Smith and some other guys where they just didn't want to pay the money, but those guys were not at the top of their game at this point in their career. But they've never lost someone at the top of their career they wanted to keep. Now it's frustrating this year because all these guys are up and they're not doing anything. But just like with Zeke and just like with Zach Martin before, just like with Dak before them, ultimately they pay.
And Tank. Yeah, you throw him in there as well.
Tank. Ultimately, they pay them. So I don't think it's a situation where they don't want to pay. They just trying to win. It's business. They're businessmen, and they always are trying to win the negotiation.
Is that archaic, though, playing hardball like that? Deadline make deals and all of this, waiting for leaves to fall?
At the end of the day, if they get them all done, what you mad about? At the end of the day, once they got Zeke done, that wasn't right or reason the shit. It didn't ultimately work. They got him done. He got his money. And Zeke ain't mad about his money. Ultimately, Dak had to wait, but he got all his money, and he's set himself up to get even more money this time.
Yeah.
So the process, from a player standpoint, has worked for those players, even though the Cowboys are trying to win. And you go back to, the Emmitt Smith, the Troy Aikman, the Tony Romo, Jason Witten, they wanted to keep got paid. I mean, sometimes they made bad decisions on who they paid, and they paid him too early or whatever else. But most of the time, the guys that the Cowboys wanted to keep got paid. It's frustrating, this cycle, because there's no question that when they signed Dak to that contract in 2020,
right,
after the 2020 season, it was with every intent to redo the deal. That's why they had that high cap number. That's why they had a $59.4 million cap hit in the final year of his deal. He was never supposed to play on this deal. Never supposed to play this year without getting a new deal. That was the intent. That was the plan. Now, they haven't done it because I don't think they projected it go from 40 to 60.
In a way. Well, it could go to 60. It could.
It
could. If Love get paid and Tua and they jack up the market, it can go. Yeah, it can get up to 60.
Sir, it's 60 because Dak has a $59 million cap hit. It's 60 because if you put a franchise tag on Dak, after you've already put 2 franchise, That's what it is.
Yeah.
Dak could realistically. That's why they talk. That's why 60. I don't know if Dak has not asked for 60, but that's not beyond the realm that Dak is worth $60 million from the Cowboys based on the contracts.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what they are. So the baseline for Dak is at least, that's $55 million. I mean,
that's the floor right now. But here's my only conversation to this. No. The floor is 55, 56, give or take.
Yeah.
But they could have at least got him at 48, 49 if they were to pay him at the end of 2022. In 2022,
wait,
really
what you mean? Stop it. We gotta hear this.
I need y'all. Listen,
I'm listening.
I need y'all to stop. There's no way he would get 49 last year. He was never.
No. I'm talking about before the season started. Huh?
There was no way he was taking 49 before the season started. Why would he do that?
If they set him down after he led the league or tied the league in INTs, right? And if he had one of those bad years with the broken thumb, if they were to pay him before Hurts got his bag or before what's the other kid from Bengals? Before what's his name? Burrows, before he got Burrows back, hey, you could have got him at 48, 49, respectfully.
No, you're assuming he could have got it. Their agents are smarter than that. Okay, they know what was going on. It was already up there. All the contracts. It wasn't just Burrow. I mean, we can go down through the list of all the contracts. But
look at them.
I'm looking at it now. I'm going to.
Those guys got deals in early in the offseason. And again, it wasn't like it was June or July. Those got deals. Right. Those got deals early in the offseason, and there was no reason why the Dak would have taken a 49 at that point. It's just like the CD deal. Go look at it, but look at when those guys got those deals.
Yeah, it was
the average.
Yeah.
Hurts, Lamar Jackson. When all they get their deal already
in the offseason.
In the offseason.
So what Law is saying, if they would have did Dak in the offseason, maybe not before the season, but in the offseason.
Yeah. When the offseason starts in March.
Right.
Okay, all those deals were done in March and April.
Right, true. But still, we might be kind of fighting over kind of a couple of mil. The point I think Law is making that you definitely would have got him less last year. Like if you would have did it like 52, 53, he would have been right around Jalen Hurts, Lamar, easily Justin Herbert. Would you agree?
I mean, possibly. I mean, if you would have done it, but they didn't do it. And Dak's agent was waiting, just like Dak is waiting, just like Michael openly talked about it. I'm waiting. I don't care because I know whenever I sign, I'm going to get the most by anybody, and that's what it is. It keeps going up.
Right.
Keep it like this, though. Before week 7, week 8, people would have been satisfied. Maybe CD Lamb's camp would have been satisfied with 28, 29, wouldn't they? There was no justification. So you saying CD Lamb would have been 32?
You think he was waiting on Jefferson?
Jefferson had already turned down that much. He'd already turned down 28. Yeah. And they know what he had turned down. Vikings had offered that last year.
They did offer that too? 28, 29?
They already offered more than that last year. I mean, so
they'd
already turned that down. They'd already turned that down. So that's why it's at 35.
Right. Yeah.
They'd already turned that down. So they were waiting, and at that point, City was already on his record-breaking season. I mean, what am I signed for now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But I don't think that CD had that longitude and latitude before the San Fran game. All of that came out.
As DeMarcus Lawrence so eloquently said, you decide to own a team.
Yeah.
It's not my job to balance your budget. That's a you problem.
You're right.
And the problem here is that as Cowboy fans, we often want the player to take less money to fit the cap for Jerry Jones.
Right.
True.
Okay. If you know did the Cowboys ever take anything less when they're the ones who asking for money? Tickets, from them $15 beers, from them $100 parking. Whenever they do business with anybody, they always put the Cowboy tech. Well, you dealing with the Cowboys, you got to pay extra. Right. You got to pay more because of the extra visibility. But they never, even when during the losing, even the disappointment, they're not discounting anything. But yet, we're openly wanting players to take less money and not get top market value. It is. Dak will be doing a disservice to his fellow brethren,
Yeah.
his fellow NFL quarterbacks, NFLPA, by taking a below market deal.
Yeah.
Facts.
True.
Yeah.
Facts. No lie. No lie.
He would be doing a disservice to them.
Yeah. Disservice to the whole community. Big. We hogged a little bit, bro. Did you have something?
Yeah. Well, we taking over, man.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, y'all talking about stuff that, I mean, in my opinion, it's like, why? Y'all talking about stuff that Clarence, I mean, he's going to get signed. Clarence already said he's getting signed.
Yeah, he getting signed.
He's
No
saying
doubt.
CD getting signed. You know what I mean? So we talking about these numbers. From what I see, Cowboys don't never jump out in front of everybody and sign. Didn't Stephen Jones say we're not going to be the market setters?
Yeah.
He said that. He said that years ago. We're not going to be the market setters. And I don't know why we're surprised that there's this waiting period, especially like after Justin Jefferson. We knew he was going to get paid first before CeeDee Lamb. How did you not know that? You knew that was going to happen. And now, I mean, we talk about the price tag going up and how they could have signed them early. Dallas, I've never seen Dallas really do that with these top stars. I see them doing with the players like Terrence Steele and Jalen Smith. I see them get ahead of the game with and Tyrone Crawford. They get ahead of the game with those guys. But the big money guys.
And those contracts will come back to bite them because Jalen Smith and Tyrone Crawford and Terrence Steele did not live up to what they thought they were. I got one ad though. You say, the messed up part about it when Steven says I don't want to be the market setters. You're not the market setters, but you end up paying to the market or more than the market because you wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the housing market. It's just like the housing market in Dallas. That's just going up. I haven't seen it go down.
You end up paying to the market. So I believe that, to me, there's no way you can justify paying CD without signing Dak.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you justify paying CD and not guaranteeing that you're going to get the most out of his investment by knowing who your quarterback is to get him the ball? You can't pay CD and go with potluck at quarterback in 2025.
Right.
Facts. Man, you fired.
So let me ask you this, Clarence. Can I ask you this, though, Clarence? You said you paying CD, you definitely have to pay Dak. Is it a bad look in your opinion if they pay CD first before Dak?
No, I think they were always going to pay CD first.
Yeah.
I think CD was the priority to get paid first.
Why wouldn't Dak be the priority to get paid first?
I mean, they could have done that. They should have done that, before free agency when they could have lowered the cap.
But that's what I'm saying.
But they didn't do that.
Why
so I'm talking at this point. First of all, CD ain't coming to camp.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dak's coming to camp. Dak
that's
has
it.
him over a barrel. Dak is like, he paid me or pay me, but Dak's coming to camp. CD's not coming to camp.
Yeah.
You got to pay CD
That's
first.
fine. Right, that's fine. But my question is, you saying they wanted Dak wasn't supposed to get on this next deal, and they always wanted to have Dak. So why does he always have to go through this as the fighting? I understand they want to win the negotiation, but they should understand that last contract, they were nowhere close to win that negotiation, and they should already know that guy plays hardball. Because I've already heard that they don't have the best relationship with that particular agent. And they should already know that he's going to come playing with the hardball. So how are they thinking they're trying to win this negotiation when they're dealing with that type of agent? So why are we here in the waiting period when we're talking about winning the negotiation?
Because they're not ready to pay 60. They weren't ready to pay 55. You have to drag them kicking and screaming to pay the market. You got to drag them kicking. It's just like with Zeke. You got to drag them kicking and screaming to pay market. The same thing with CD. They're not close with CD. It's not even close.
Right oh, wow. So they still at that 28, 29 range right now.
They
with the
ain't
offer.
28, but they ain't at 35.
Ooh.
So how would they be close with Dak then? So
I didn't say they were
if you're
close
saying
with
no, I'm not saying you are saying that. So if they're not close with a CD right now, right, and we're heading into camp and we already know he's going to hold out, and then Dak is going to be there, when do we actually think that he would get signed? Will it be like a
CD?
Dak? Would it be like a Dak like August or September?
When is Zeke or Zach Martin get signed? I mean,
late.
They're not worried about getting fined.
Yeah.
CD's not worried about getting fined.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. They testing CD's gangster. When them fines coming in, he gonna look at
$35 million is on the table. You ain't worried about these training camp fines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He ain't worried about getting fined.
Okay.
Okay. So when it happens, I don't know. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen when it happened. It was 2 weeks in the camp with Zach Martin. They finally came because Jerry was talking cash hardball on Zach Martin for the first 2 weeks of training camp.
Yeah.
Cash hard. Zach already got paid. He already got his money. You know, we can move on. We can play without him.
Paid it.
They did.
He just says that to play to the crowd. Like he already knows.
At the end of the day,
Jerry knows that.
At the end of the day, though, he said it. People were writing it. People were believing it.
Yeah.
Zach should have been in camp. Zach admits that now that not
It
going
hurt
to
him.
camp hurt him, and he didn't play his best football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and it's personal. See, the problem is that for players like Zeke was upset when he said Zeke who.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
He was mad.
Ooh.
Okay, and it gets personal for the players. And this is CD's first contract negotiation, and it's personal. It's not personal with Jerry. It's just business because he do 100 deals. He done done this with Zeke. He done done this with Emmett. He done done this with Troy. He done with Mike.
Dez.
He done with the best players. Dez. You know, he's played hardball with all of them. At the end of the day, he pays them, they hug him, they love him.
Right.
But it's business. You know, one reason why, you know, players are taking a different approach is because Tyron Smith took a lesser deal. Tyron Smith took a horrible deal because Jerry got him in camp, put his arm around him and said, do this for the team. Do this for the team. He had a horrible deal.
Big facts. And nobody praised him for it too, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
Horrible
they still
deal.
want him to take less.
That's why Zach Martin, they wasn't nobody else. We ain't gonna. That's what the agents say. Don't talk to Jerry. Do not only talk to. Do not let them get you in camp and get you by yourself and talk to them.
And that's Jerry's angle. I'm guaranteeing you, he's gonna try to get them by themselves. Yeah.
That's why Dak said, I'm letting my agent do my business because they want sweet talk you and he can sell ice to an Eskimo. Ooh. You know how he can. Yeah. You know how he can talk and negotiate and get you on his side, and then he, doing what he did to Tyron.
Yeah.
Horrible deal.
Well, break this down then. What is the quarterback situation? You got Dak Prescott that's going to count $55 million against the book, regardless of it. You got him counting $40 million next year. You got $5.5 million going to Trey Lance, and then you got $2.5 million for Cooper Rush. What's the play on this? Like, everybody's not into a contract. What's the deal? Is Trey Lance, is that backup quarterback? Can Cooper Rush still put sweat behind Trey Lance? And what Dak Prescott going to do? Are they going to be able to extend and get this thing out the way, Clarence? What's your temperature on this?
I like Trey. Great kid.
Okay.
Great attitude.
Okay.
He is not throwing more passes than me or you.
Right.
Going back to high school.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, going back to high school, not just college. He didn't play a lot in college. Didn't play a lot in high school. There's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of projection. The problem is that San Francisco overdrafted him.
Okay.
Trading 3 first-round picks, making him a third-round pick because of his size and arm. But there's not a lot of time on task going back to high school. You look at the quarterback that was drafted this year, the kid from Washington, the kid from Oregon, they have way more snaps watching, seeing defenses and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, than Trey Lance ever has. I mean, going back to high school. Going back to high school, so everything that's projection. And again, he works hard, he studies hard, but you don't see, when Patrick Mahomes was the backup quarterback and behind Alex Smith.
Yeah.
You heard the wow, you heard the chatter. Oh, this dude's good. This dude is doing. You ain't heard none of that. You ain't heard none of that.
Right. Yeah.
You heard him that he works hard, he has good attitude, has good arm, he's mobile, but you haven't heard none of that. There's just a lot of stuff.
What do you see?
You have to project.
Yeah.
Clarence, what do you see? You the source. What do you see?
Yeah. What y'all see?
He's not. We see. Obviously, what we've seen. There's no like in minicamp and OTAs. The defense is not really playing. There's no contact. There's
right.
They can't cover them. But he's not been better than Cooper Rush.
Damn.
In running the offense. And the thing about it is if that gets hurt, you want a proven guy that is shown you can win games.
Yeah.
If the season's still in the balance, if the season's over,
right?
But if the season's still in the balance, why would you put Trey Lance in over Dak Prescott? I mean, over
even Rush,
who's proven that he's won games for you, that is not going to get flustered and is going to be calm and huddled, and the teammates trust and believe and have confidence in him.
Dang, man, this getting
so
this whole notion that they should just let Dak walk and give it to Trey Lance based on what?
Wow.
I mean,
but Clarence, my thing is, I hear what you're saying. Not to interrupt you, but why did they pick him up then? What was the point? What was the point of you picking a fourth round?
They were throwing something against the wall. They was trying to see, and they still trying to see. They trying to see. That's why they're gonna give him. They're gonna give him every rep in training camp. They're gonna give him all the reps in the preseason. They're still trying to see, but what can you really see in 3 preseason games?
I just heard what you said though, Clarence. You just said you have a backup in Cooper Rush, and I ain't even saying nothing hyping no Cooper Rush. Please let me let you know that right now. I'm not hyping up no Cooper Rush, but you did get to see that he has won games with this team. Obviously, it wasn't him. You saw the team, the defense played really well, the run game, short passing thing. They modified the offense for him, but they won games, right? He's proven he can win games. So what you said they were throwing something against the wall. Why are you throwing something against the wall, a 4th round draft pick for somebody like that when you said you got a proven backup who can win you games? What was the point of doing that?
Because they want to develop him, and really the process, the focus was developing him to be Dak's backup in the future. If you sign Dak, Cooper's a free agent. He's younger, and and Trey Lance shows you something. He could be Dak's backup in 2025.
Yeah.
When you say the word all in,
you didn't go get him. And Jerry's always trying to get something on the cheap. But man, they got Dak on the cheap. They got one on the cheap. They're trying to fall into something.
That was very expensive though. That 4th round draft pick was very expensive.
Well, they got Dak for a 4th round pick.
But they didn't.
They love their precious 4th round picks.
I understand that.
Dak
that's like giving away diamonds.
They had 2 4th round picks in 2016.
Yeah.
Who they drafted?
Charles Tapper was drafted.
Charles Tapper.
So what I'm gonna say this though, Clarence. What I'm hearing is that basically, and I know you probably won't say it, and I know the panel might not say it, but from my opinion, from my thoughts, they just not all in on Dak.
No, I didn't say that. I think
I'm just saying
they love Dak.
I've been said that, Law. Now don't do that. Don't say the panel. Don't say the panel.
My bad.
Because I've been saying for years that. Okay, yeah. Okay. Don't say the panel. Don't say the panel. Okay.
Why you don't think they're all in on that?
Because nobody buys a Lamborghini. Nobody buys a Lamborghini and park it outside when they have a 3-car garage. Dak Prescott been parked outside. Everybody can watch it. Everybody can put their fingers on it. They don't even put a car cover over it. They allow this dude to get brutalized and abused out there without putting cover over him. That's all I'm saying. They could have been paid Dak Prescott.
How they allow him to get brutalized? What do you mean? In what way? On the field?
He's the first quarterback in Cowboys history to be franchised, right? Tagged, by the way. And he's the first Cowboys player in history to have these type of numbers and for them to drag their feet. They should have been gave that man an offer. They could have gave this man the money years ago.
again,
they're not all in on Dak Prescott from what their actions say. They may say that they like him, but they don't act like it. That's all I'm saying. They're looking for another deal. They still dating. They still courting other ladies. That's how I look at it.
They're not courting other ladies. They want Dak. They just want Dak to take less money. I mean, it's they want Dak.
But he's not going to.
We paid you. That's fine. But they still trying to talk. They're still trying to negotiate. They're still trying to convince. Hey, look at these financials. You see who we got to pay? You already got paid your first deal. I'm serious. It's a mindset. You already got paid max on your first deal. Now it's time for CD to get max, time for Mike to get max, so you can take a little less this second time. Then they got so they can get their max on the first time. They're talking. They're trying to get them to take less money. They think. I've talked to them. I talk to people all around. They think that, if you take less money, it look better with the fans. The fans might, they're doing everything they can to paint this thing in a certain way. But they want, again, they don't. Jerry don't want no uncertain. Jerry does not want to go into 2025 with mixed meat at quarterback. Okay, he don't know what you're gonna have. There's no that quarterback class is not great in the draft. You don't know what you got in Trey Lance. That's not their goal to go in 2025. And he never wants the Cowboys to be in a situation where they're, this whole process, or these people out there, Cowboy fans out there saying, just start all over, don't sign Dak, let everybody walk and start all over. That's not their mindset. That's never been their mindset. That's not Jerry's mindset. He don't want people to go into AT&T Stadium in 2025 knowing they have no chance of winning.
Well, it's like this. Dak Prescott.
He ain't got it done.
It's like this. I mean, Dak Prescott say, "Hey man,
you don't think there's doubt?
No,
go. You don't think there's doubt, Clarence? Yeah. You don't. I understand exactly what you're saying, Clarence. I understand the perspective. How you're saying it, but you don't gonna tell me that they don't feel like there's no doubt. And when you're saying, okay, just take less money, you don't think that they see the performances on the field and that plays into their head of why maybe they want to wait on paying as well, because they still think about those things.
Let me say this, Big James. That doubt is in your mind.
Okay.
You're bringing up performances on the field, okay? And people are looking at the performances and thinking that Dak is subpar. The man is coming off MVP season.
Right.
Second MVP voting.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, I truly believe if the defense holds up against Miami, he has a real shot to win the MVP.
Yeah.
Because that was the MVP drive. He brought him back down and threw that ball to Cooks for put him ahead.
True.
But there's this mindset across Cowboy Nation. I understand it. They have won. He has 2 playoff wins. But the idea that Dak just pisses down his leg in the playoffs all the time is not true.
It's false. Super false.
Yeah, false. Yeah.
You go back to his rookie year when he went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, he did. Right. Sure did.
Defense gave up a 3rd and 30.
Yep. Ooh. Painful.
Say it again.
Painful.
That hurt. That still cut, man.
Painful.
Double-edged sword. Dang.
I mean,
he had to do that.
And
the Rams. He balled out with the Rams.
So you go back. There's some.
Seattle
had some bad games and moments last year. But when I talked to Mike McCarthy, they truly thought, even after the 2 interceptions, they was going to come back and beat Green Bay. They really thought that they were going to come back and beat Green Bay. They never thought the defense would not stop a nosebleed.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about the 2 interceptions. First of all, Brandon Cooks would have been a little bigger. He got manhandled on that first pick.
Yeah.
CD did not have his best game, and no one. The thing about it is no one calls no one else on the carpet but Dak. CD got bullied and manhandled early in that game. He didn't have his best game with Green Bay at all. The best receivers in that game were Michael Gallup and Jake Ferguson.
He ain't lying.
No. Yeah.
In that game, the best reason that game was Mike Gallup and Jake Ferguson. And Dak didn't play as well, but they really thought at halftime they had a chance to come out there and come back and win that game. And that's what Mike McCarthy told me. And that defense allowed the quarterback, Love, to have a perfect quarterback rate and never stopped the run, and they was discombobulated all over the field.
Before I mention coaches, man, I just want to ask you this, though. Who is really in control? Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones? Because if it was up to Stephen Jones, would Tank be still here? Because I think that he held his feet against the fire. Is this still ultimately Jerry's team?
Oh, it's ultimately Jerry's team. Jerry makes the final decision on everything. There's no question about that. He makes the final decision, but it's in concert. I mean, the thing about it is this: the misnomer is that Jerry just runs around. Even back in the day, that he did things on his own. Jerry has always listened to his coaches. He's always listened to whether it was Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer. I've gone back so many, Chan Gailey. He's always listened to his scouts. He's always done that. He's made some decisions like doing TO against Bill Parcells' will to a certain extent. He signed Trey Lance and didn't tell Mike McCarthy. But most of the time, these teams that they make and the decisions they make, they're in concert with everybody. You know, Jerry, you know, that's why he changed schemes. When he changed from the 4-3 to 3-4 because the coach wanted to. Yeah. When he changed back from the 3-4 to 4-3, it was because the coach wanted to. That's and true. They had to build teams, build the players because of what the coaches want to do. You know, it's like he finally got rid of Kellen Moore because his coach wanted to get rid of him. He loved Kellen Moore.
What was the thought track of that? Did Mike McCarthy always wanted Kellen, or he had to make some concessions in order to get the job to keep Kellen Moore?
You know, all that's, you know, it's cloudy. You know, but Mike McCarthy, let's be honest, Mike McCarthy never wanted to give up play call. He said that when he gave it to Green Bay, never wanted to do it again. In the off season, when Mike McCarthy had the year off, he was in the lab. Okay. Designing plays, coming to stuff, studying everybody. You think a man is doing all that, revamping his offense, studying all this stuff to not run his own offense? You think that was his initial plan? When he took over a team again, that he wasn't going to be in control of the offense? Sure, that's not what he wanted to do. There's no matter what they say, and he went along with it because they worked and he's about the quarterback, and he felt ultimately it was more, he wanted Dak to be comfortable with the guy he knew, but that was never his plan when he came back to start, you know, coaching again. And now that he's taken over, he and Dak are in lockstep. Mike McCarthy loves Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in real quick.
And let me get one more thing in here.
Go ahead,
Big. I'm been pro Dak. I'm not saying that Dak does not need to be better, and I'm not saying Dak is Patrick Mahomes, because he's not gonna pull a rabbit out of his hat. Okay, that's not his game. He needs help around him. Okay, and I'm, you know, and so he does need to play his best football in the biggest moments. All that is true. But what he's shown you so far, you can win with Dak Prescott.
No doubt.
Now go on. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, okay, so you got Mike McCarthy in this final year. What do you think is the outlook on this? Because you told me that him and Dak have this great, you know, relationship. They're walking hand in hand. So why didn't Jerry just go ahead and extend them? Why is he putting them on this prove it? Because if they flop, all that great relationship don't mean nothing, does it? And who would be an outlook?
No, because if they flop, Mike McCarthy is gone anyway. If they don't win, Mike McCarthy gone anyway.
Right. So you're saying this great relationship. So with a Mike Zimmer, let's say the defense is good, right? Let's say the team doesn't do well, but the defense does good. Would a Mike Zimmer be a consideration of a head coach?
Well, because of the relationship with Jerry, I would suppose, but I don't think that would appease Cowboy fans. I don't think that's ideally who you would want to step in, especially at this age.
Hell no.
That don't excite nobody, especially at his age. You know, and Zimmer's going to have to work miracles because them defensive tackles are awful.
Hey,
y'all want to segue to defense? Go ahead, boss.
I got so much on that. I was saving that to the end. But
I'm just saying.
I can go. Let's go to that right now because Clarence, you've been doing the Lord's work. Let me clap it up for Clarence real quick. Ooh, I gotta clap it up. Yeah. You've been doing the Lord's work. I've been seeing a couple of things, and you've been asking some key questions. All right. Now, this is the thing I believe I see. I believe that I see that Zimmer is sending a message subtly that he does not believe in the D tackles. This is you asking one of the key questions to Zimmer. Is scheme enough?
He was on it too.
System will have him be asked to do similar things than what he did.
Nope, that ain't it. Hold on.
Yeah.
If you haven't been able to get your hands on Mozzie yet, obviously with him coming
Nope,
off of this
that ain't it.
deal, but we're
That's the robot.
wait. You ain't gonna go at your competitor like that. Here we go.
Defensive line, even with Mozzie.
Right.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
There he is.
Hey, there he is right there. That's him right there. Here we go.
There he is.
You obviously big focus on stop and run. You got you're inexperienced on paper at the defensive line, even with Mozzie.
Right.
With the scheme gonna make that much of a difference?
Well, I hope so. It's.
Why you got him like that?
Why you got him like that?
You got him. Oh, hey, he got it.
Because that frustrates.
Yeah.
I long believe you can't be good on defense without being strong up the middle.
Right.
And the Cowboys, and listen, I love Osa, and let me say this: they're not awful. They're just unproven. There's no proven commodities outside of Osa. He had his best year and he had 3 sacks, and that was in the first 3 games. But you don't have any proven run stoppers. There's nothing to go on. So we're making it seem like the scheme is going to be the difference when at the end of the day it's the Jimmys and Joes, not the X's and O's. Okay,
right.
That's what I was talking long ago. You need players. The scheme can only do so much. You don't have any difference-making players up front. You have some bodies, you have some guys you're projecting, you're hoping that Mozzie's going to be better in the second year. He has to be better. He didn't do nothing his first year, but is he going to be a difference maker? I don't need somebody to be better. I need you to be – they need difference makers to just stop that run. They need guys that are going to protect the linebackers. They need guys that are going to make plays.
Right.
They don't have that. That's not proven on paper that they have that. Can they all just miraculously do that? Just because of the scheme? Again, it's not my job to project. I don't project. I go on what I know and what I've seen, and I haven't seen.
Yeah, I got this belief right here. It would take Coach Z, Jeff Z, however you say that man's last name, and Greg Ellis to be real with the Joneses and say, hey, these guys, Denzel Daxon, Justin Rogers, Carl Davis, and whoever else we have on that front, as far as the interior, if they can't bust through a wet paper bag, they're going to have to be serious with Will McClay and say, hey, we're going to have to go get a real guy.
Yeah, and I think that possibly could happen. I think that you look at, that whether it's at the end of the training camp or whatever else, final cuts, they may make some moves and improve the defensive line.
Yeah, they have to.
They got to. Like you said, you don't project, and projecting would be like, man, Denzel Daxon will be able to do that. Justin Rogers by side alone.
It's like expecting Mozzie to live up to his first round status in his second year based on what?
Right. Especially coming off the shoulder.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can go back and I've done the research. There's no first round pick, and outside of Randy White who moved positions, but there's no first round pick who did nothing his first year and came on to become a player.
Don't hurt us with the truth now. Come on, man.
You can go back all the drugs. A first round pick who did nothing his first year. Maurice Claiborne, all of them, Bobby Carpenter, who did nothing his first year and came on and became a player.
Yeah.
Well, you got a chance to go ahead, big game. My bad. Go ahead.
So my question is, and this is probably projecting. You said we're in the business of projecting. I feel you. I don't.
Y'all can project because y'all are fans, and y'all want to project. Yeah. You're a fan. You want to.
No, I don't want to project nothing because I ain't really a fan right now like that. I ain't really a fan like that. So I ain't projecting. You're a fan. No. Okay. You're right. I'm a fan, but it ain't like that. So
right.
The truth.
No.
Okay. All right.
You supposed to believe.
Man.
No.
I mean, I don't believe, but I don't believe. But I don't believe.
That dude right there.
I say he's
Hey, Clarence, that dude right there. He ain't gonna do all that believe.
Oh no.
He ain't gonna do all that believe.
Nah, he don't drink Kool-Aid like that.
No,
I do not believe. So here's my question. I listen to you, Clarence, when you're talking about the team, right? And you have that. I like listening to you because you do tell the truth, and you have the good beat on the Cowboys. So you're talking about Mozzie Smith, and a lot of us, let's keep it real. I felt like Mozzie wasn't really all that. Michigan, when we start bringing up Michigan, I said let's stay away from him. I'm sorry, Jordan Lewis is okay, but Michigan players don't do good in Dallas, so stay away from him. And that's the way it is. And look right now, look why. So you talk about you drafting defensive tackles in the 7th round, trying to hype them. Okay, you got a UFL player. I mean, so many times you've seen these top games when you're playing these other teams, these like little cracks when you're cutting corners, not getting guys that can really take you over the top. Not saying you got to spend all kind of money, because it's been proven you can get some guys in free agency in the first, second ways. If you really finagle it, you can get some guys and still have to pay all that kind of money. This is what don't you think this is what continue to hurt the Cowboys later in the season and in the playoffs, and why they continue to fail is because they don't have that talent that they really think they have.
Well, they had 12-5 talent. I mean, I don't know what I don't. It boggles my mind what happened.
But Clarence, but they're not. Dallas is not beating great teams. Okay, you're telling me 12-5. You know, like I know, they're not beating great teams.
We need to stop that. We need to stop that whole narrative.
How are we stopping that?
Because that's a Philly narrative.
I'm not doing no Philly narrative. Let's look at the teams though.
No, they play the team that's on their schedule. They really.
I understand that.
They should have beat Miami. You know,
but they didn't.
They didn't. But the idea that they don't.
They should have beat Buffalo. They did. They got stomped by Buffalo. Top team.
Buffalo, no, they shouldn't have beat Buffalo that day.
Why not?
Did you see the score? No, nothing.
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. In those top big games like that, how come Dallas?
But big, was you saying that based on talent? Because I think that's where you was going.
Why is the Philly game not a big game? Why would they beat Philly? That's not a big game.
Okay, they did with them, but they should have swept them, and we missed plays on Dallas. Missed plays on that game.
Yeah, and the referee killed them at the goal line because that was a touchdown. Anyway, with your boy, or your boy should have ran deep in the end zone. But those things happen. But it wasn't like. Okay. So when people say they don't win, they don't beat good teams, it comes across to me as they're not competitive. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that. Like if you know in our division, if you know of our division, right? You know we're gonna beat them Giants because they're not that good, right? Washington, we kind of knew you're gonna beat Washington, so you're already kind of feeling like you got 4 games right there, right? Because them teams aren't really talented on your level. Then when you play some other teams, that's fine. But let's look at the losses. And when you're saying those, go ahead.
I know it's just funny to me because 2 years ago they beat a Cincinnati team coming out the Super Bowl with their starting quarterback, with your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that he was gonna get hurt.
Right.
I'm talking about the Cincinnati quarterback. They beat Cincinnati,
the Rams,
coming out the Super Bowl, but no one gives them credit for being a good team.
Right.
That's good point.
That's a good point. And the Rams.
No one gives them credit for being a good team.
I feel you, but in that Cincinnati game, let's talk, Clarence, because you said you keep it real. Because in that Cincinnati game, Dallas was up, and then Cincinnati made a big run, came back, and really missed that field goal at the end of the game. I'm not making excuses, but let's talk all the way through it.
Okay. When I talked about the Miami game, they should have won. You told me it don't matter, they lost.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I'm like this real quick. Wait.
Touche. You got me on that one. Okay. You got me.
Dracarys.
My boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him.
All right, real quick. Hey, Clarence, I got something for you. Gosh. We got to go through all these clips, too. Check them out.
But where are the nuances of that?
Well, I think he's gonna be able to play blocks more than just getting upfield. All right, not disrespecting the previous coaches that were here or anything. It's just different system, different style of D-line play that Coach Zim's brought in. So I think it suits him better instead of just running upfield. He's gonna play blocks. He's gonna grind blocks and double teams and all that stuff, especially in the run game.
So his get-off philosophy is going to be different.
Yeah, especially at the nose tackle position. Yes, it is.
Yeah. college.
Yeah.
I think that you can get off philosophy Jeff was just talking about is different. Can you kind of elaborate as to kind of why he might be more comfortable with what you are prepared to ask of him?
Well, that's kind of what he did in college. He lost a lot of weight when he got here, and he was trying to be a attacking 3 technique to get up the field, and we're going to probably play blocks a little bit more than that. Try not to get reached, so linebackers know where they're supposed to fit, and so on and so forth. So, I guess that's the biggest thing.
Can you help us understand just the difference schematically, just the way the system is,
Mm-hmm.
how even when maybe before the snap happens, but as the snap happens, just to get off and alignment, everything is going to be different, and maybe make him a little bit more comfortable in the way things are now. How so?
Well, I think this is more what he played in college, this type of scheme what Zim has. I don't know if that was the plan, but I'm glad it worked out that way. And so I think what the Cowboys saw when they drafted him, obviously I wasn't here, but what they saw him in college, this gives him a better opportunity to get back into doing some of the stuff he did in college.
All right, so you got all the people saying he doing what he was doing in college, right? So, and I know you're not going for it, Clarence. I'm gonna have you back on this. I'm gonna have you back on this too, Clarence, because I got some evidence and some proof that what you're saying is true. So I saw a good back and forth with Foots the King and yourself, where Foots was co-signing what the coaches were saying, right? And you said this has gone too far. Mozzie was not asked nothing Jonathan Hankinson wasn't asked to do. No coach told Mozzie to lose weight. This is also Cowboys to spin on trying to make sense of Smith's massive disappointment as a rookie. Dang. Now, hold on. This is where I'm standing with you on this, Clarence, because I do my research. I got the evidence that what you said is true. Because this is you. Timestamp. August 20th, 2023. Right? Mm-hmm. And this is Dan Quinn saying he is not being asked to penetrate and go upfield. But all those coaches was saying that he was being asked to go upfield and play it like a 3-tech. Can you set the record straight for us, please?
I mean, it is what it is. It's spin. You do that. Just like President, you always, when you come in with a new campaign, a new people in office, you always gonna set your agenda and be positive and try to tell people why this works. It's like when the Cowboys went from 3-4 to 4-3 and a 4-3-3-4. This is why I believe this will be better for us.
Right.
You got to do that, and so that's their job. But the facts are, he was not asked to do. Jonathan Hankins wasn't asked to do.
Right. And
he was not asked to lose weight.
Right.
And just talking to him, when he was in Michigan, he was 330. He does not plan to get back to 330. He's gonna gain some weight back, but he don't plan to get back to 330.
Okay. That's a good nugget. That's a good nugget.
So they won't talk about what weight he's gonna play at, but I mean, so again, like the new coaches have to say what's positive. They have to spin it positive. They have to say the scheme is gonna make the difference because they have no proof that the players gonna make the difference.
Right.
They brought no other players in here to make a difference. So they have to lean on the scheme and say, well, we'll be better because of this scheme.
Right.
Yeah.
And they may play the scheme better than they asked him to play the scheme. That's all well and good, but I just know that they wanted Jonathan Hankins back. He chose to go to Seattle to follow the defensive line coach from last year, who's not a defensive coordinator. Come off the bench, be a rotational player for the same money.
Right.
The Cowboys did not get outbid.
Wow.
He chose to leave. He could have came here. He'd been here a couple of years, kept his family. He chose to go there. Go to a different environment. Go to a different team. Follow the defensive coach from last year that these defense coaches say, I don't know what they was doing. This is what we're doing. There are 32 defense coordinators in this league. Everybody got their own philosophy. That don't necessarily one is not necessarily better than the other. But this is what we're doing, and so we have to believe in our system.
No, I appreciate that, and the evidence shows that you're telling the truth on that. It's timestamp,
Yeah, I mean, I asked him in Seattle in the preseason. What do you know? They're not asking him to rush the passer.
Right.
You go back to draft day, and which frustrates me. You go back to draft day and listen to Will McClay when they were trying to decide between Joe Bergeron and Mozzie Smith. They said Mozzie makes our defense better today.
Right.
He did say it.
Dang, you said word for word, bar for bar, man.
Mike McCarthy makes us better to stop the run because that was the focus. It wasn't we got to develop and he's a rookie and all this stuff. No, it was he will have an immediate impact
today. That's what they said.
What they said on draft day.
Yes.
But you know what?
He's a rookie and he got to adjust. That was not the plan.
Oof.
These good teams that make a deep run, they go and buy that. They go ahead and go get that player like a Javon Hargraves or Eric Armstead. So they go get it. They don't wait around and play with their food. And I think the Cowboys, they have to understand that it's going to take 2 to 3 years to develop an interior guy. I was talking to a guy that trains Justin Matabuke. He said, man, some of the things that he had, even though he wasn't the first round draft pick, but he was saying that even some of the issues that he had was first get off and taking on a double team. But it took him about 2 to 3 years to get ready. So
and that's,
for us to think that Monty's going to be on that.
That's not what that's true.
That's not what they said. You're right. But they project, and they are now projecting now, right? They still project. They projected.
They was trying to justify why he gonna make it right. And that was before they had not resigned. What's the name? The kid in Seattle at that point on draft night, but they need to improve that. But again, that's what they have to do. But hopefully, from their standpoint, it works.
It's not looking good to me. I ain't gonna lie, Clarence. That's another subject. It's just coming off shoulder surgery. How you gonna work on your strength? You're under your weight you was at Michigan. It just it doesn't have a good sense to me.
It smells like bust.
It definitely sounds like a bad year coming. Like,
I'm not gonna say
it sounds like they need some insurance now.
Well, you don't gotta say it. I'm gonna say it, and if it doesn't happen, that's great. But you just heard Clarence say, "What first year player come back turning up?" And when he come from Michigan, he got shoulder surgery. Come on, dog. And the man say he didn't love football. I ain't saying you gotta love football. I ain't saying you gotta love it. I just want to hit people. Okay. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this though, Clarence.
No, I want to ask this, Claire. I want to ask this, please.
Big, you being so violent today, brother. You being so violent. Come on.
Go ahead.
Clarence bring it out of me because Clarence bring it out of me. I think Clarence brings it out of me, dog. He come with it. He aggressive with it too. So I like that. Yeah. So So let me ask you about the draft picks. Who
that's a good segue.
Are you hearing about? Who do you feel? Go what?
Can we pause that for 1 second? Just for 1 second. Because I promise I'm going to get to that draft thing later. I promise you. Because I want to get to that too. Can we pause that for 1 second?
Pause.
Okay. Because I want to get to his all in real quick. Just real quick. All right. So here we go.
Is there a thought process of going all in? I mean, you guys have tried to win and plan for the future. Is there any change of, hey, we need to go all in this year?
All right. So the key part is what you said, and plan for the future. Let me play that one more time. Let me play that one more time.
Is there a thought process of going all in? I mean, you guys have tried to win and plan for the future. Is there any change of, hey, we need to go all in this year?
So I'm gonna pause that, and I'm gonna go to this where you also talked about the future. Let's listen, and I want to get your input on this.
Good afternoon, Clarence. How you doing?
I'm well, man. How you guys doing?
We are doing great, and Jerry's saying they're going to go all in. We're kind of wondering if we should take that at face value or what that means.
It's funny because he was all over the place. As Jerry is as convoluted as ever, but trying not to say something, then trying to say something compelling. So we talked about being all in first, but Mike McCarthy last year's contract. We don't know what they're going to do about Dak, but it seems like they're tied at the hip. If we're going to make one last stand with Mike McCarthy, he should go all in. And he initially started talking about his contract, and you'll see we're going to go all in based on the contracts we're doing. But I asked him, well, in the past, you guys have tried to basically serve two masters. We want to win, but we also want to plan for the future.
There it is again.
Which drove me crazy.
Which drove me crazy. I don't think a lot of people seeing what you're saying with that. Can you expound on that, please?
Yeah, because one reason why they don't want to they want to build through the draft, and we don't really want to go out in free agency. Do what San Francisco did. They go all in. We're trying to win now. They want to win, but they want to protect these draft picks. The draft picks are so valuable, and we want to make sure we have a foundation through the draft and all this other stuff. They don't want to do what San Francisco did, And so I'm saying that's why I phrased it that way to Jerry, because when we initially started talking, he was talking about the contracts, and you'll see we're all in on based on how we spend this money on these guys. Well, these guys are already here. You're not all in because you re-signed Dak, CD, and Michael to me. They was already on the team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not all in.
Right. Right.
I'm talking about all in on improving the team to win.
Yes.
And to me, that's the ultimate goal.
Yes.
And so that's
was a good nugget though. You said though.
So that's why. Yes, sir.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I was just saying, and I feel like you agreeing with me with that part. When you saying all in, you like, we know you signing your guys, but don't you need to go get some guys? Don't you need to in those big games and in those teams that you're playing? That's when it gets exposed because you're not going out and getting those guys. It gets exposed later on in the season, in the playoffs, and that's what I was saying to you.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. So that was my mindset. So I said, Jerry, that's why I reset him. I reset the conversation.
Yeah.
You say y'all in. We know you said that in the past because you said, whenever I never tried to win. We've always tried to win. We've never not tried to win.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay? Well, Mike's in the last year's deal. Dak's in the last year's deal. There's no future beyond this year for a lot of people.
Yeah, for real.
Okay? The goal is to win. What are you going to do differently this year that says you're all in compared to last year? It's not about the future because Mike McCarthy has no future beyond 2024. Dak Prescott right now has no future beyond 2024. And so you can finish it because he answers that, and then he tries to blame me for putting it on his neck because he said we're going to be different.
He did say,
gonna be different.
You started that, Clarence. You started that.
You started it, though.
That's what he said.
You started with the word phrase.
We're going to be different.
He did.
You put that on my neck. No, I didn't I asked you a question.
Yes. Hold on. I got that right.
Appreciate that about you, though.
I got that right here.
Hey, before you play that, man, let me just give a quick shout out to Kevin Gray, man. He's in the house, man.
What's up, Kevin?
Yeah. He's in the house, man. So appreciate him. And it's crazy how this thing grew legs, and it's still growing. But it goes back to this thing right here, Clarence. It's a principle and a philosophy. That's just what it is. They like to do this. They telling us that raisins on the potato salad is great, and they are forcing us to eat it. And all we got to do is just sit back and say, man, it ain't good, but we got to eat it. That's their philosophy. Raisins on the potato salad.
The problem for me, and it's always been for me, is that you're the richest franchise in sports.
Right.
And your focus more on balancing the budget and being cap compliant than that should
then truly going out.
You are focused more, and it's more important for you to be cap compliant.
Yeah.
Than pushing all the chips in. You make more money than anybody. And I understand it's a cap. You can't just spend willy-nilly, but I mean, fans are tired of hearing about we under the cap and the cap. When you make more than anybody, and you can pay them fees.
Aren't they also trying to prove to us? Aren't they also trying to prove to us, in my opinion, this is just from me, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but it just feels like they're also just trying to prove that we're doing this our way. We want to show everybody that we won homegrown and we didn't follow San Francisco. We didn't follow the Rams model. We want to do it our way, and we want to show we can win with this homegrown talent. So we're going to be so stubborn with it to the fault to prove maybe the point of that. And that's why we don't go out and get these other players to help us get over the top, because you just said it, Clarence. There's no excuse when you have the money to do it. You can't say people don't want to come play for you. There ain't no excuse of why each year in out, you're not taking the next step to take your team, especially when you have failures in the playoffs, to say, okay, we had this failure. Let's identify this right now in the offseason. We're losing right here. Let's go out and get something to do that. When you're not doing that, I feel like you're just playing us, the fans, or just playing everybody around you and trying to do this facade. And we know it's not true, and you're not really it's like, oh, I don't have a finger on it, Clarence.
Let it out,
it's
Big.
frustrating,
Let it out.
dog.
Let it out.
Let it out,
It's
man. Go
frustrating
ahead.
because
there's no question they want to do it this way. I don't think it's necessarily I want to do it with homegrown talent. But since the Jimmy Johnson left, there's been no question that Jerry wants to show he can win and he can build a team and they can win without Jimmy Johnson. There's no question about that. Even though they won in '95, everybody said that was still Jimmy Johnson's team. So there's no question because everybody's calling. Need to change him. They want to. There's no question they want to show that they can win it and they can do it on their own. There's no question about that. I don't think it's necessarily we just want to do it with homegrown talent because they have brought guys in. These
like who?
They just.
They ain't really brought nobody in. They ain't really nobody.
Okay.
And when they bring them in, they 30, they 32, 33. They're at the back end. They ain't.
And when they bring them in, they treat them different too.
You know it, Clarence.
They went and got Cooper. They let him go. They did go get Cooper.
Why they squeeze to let that man go?
Traded.
Man? Oh my
God!
And they did it.
No matter how you got him, they went and got him. They traded for him. They went and got Cooper. And he was in the prime of his career. They need to.
That's they one.
They did.
I got
theoretically, yes, they want to do it that way. But going back to the tape, I'm just saying that he is the one who said we're gonna be different this year.
Yeah.
Right.
The way we do all in.
Right.
And then, but Jerry likes to have sound bites. You go back to all the great quotes in the Jerry Johnson era. He likes to talk about I want glory hole and everything. That's what he likes to do. It was his sound bite. Now, just because we're using it, it was your sound bite. You invented the word.
I want me some glory hole.
All in your mind. You did that.
No doubt. Boy,
right, we down to the whole stretch now. Now we gonna talk about the drafts. Big brought it up earlier. I got to give you a shout out because you did say some things last year, right? Y'all remember this?
Undrafted free agent fullback Hunter Lupke, from North Dakota State, who got $200,000 in guarantees from the Cowboys. He was working with the veterans down on one end, and not with the rookies. So he was working with the veterans, the fullbacks. So it seemed like they have a plan for him, to make an impact as a fullback. So there's something there with him. So keep an eye on Hunter Lupke.
So you
Man,
dropped.
He wouldn't have dropped that ball in Miami. We'd have a different opinion right now.
No, I still say you was right. I still say you was right.
He's a dog.
I still say you was right.
They did use him
Hunter's
that
a
way.
dog.
Because I was looking at his conversion rate.
They should have kept going to him.
They should have. You was right on that, right?
You're right on
and he was underrated as a lead blocker too. But see, you dropped that nugget last year, and Big, you was asking some questions about the drafts. So this is that time, Big Dog.
Well, I just got a few questions. I don't want to get, because I don't want to be all over the place with it, but just kind of maybe your projections. Mike McCarthy said this is, one of his best draft classes ever, like with the Cowboys. What's your thoughts on who may be the standout, and how do you think this rookie class, how much do you think this rookie class as a whole will really contribute? Because we've heard about this in 2022, 2021, that all these guys are going to come in and make plays, and these classes haven't been great except probably your last one with Tyler Smith. What do you think about this class right now, and how much do you think an impact it will have?
First of all, what we saw in OTAs and minicamp mean nothing. Okay,
right.
So these don't get called. It's underwear Olympics.
Right.
They're t-shirts and shorts. If you can't look good in t-shirts and shorts, you shouldn't even be on the field.
Facts.
Right.
Okay. All you can judge is are they picking up the scheme and with all that other stuff, and in their technique. But you can't really. We won't know anything about these guys until camp. But Cooper Beebe will be an upgraded center.
Okay. Give me the skinny on that, because I'm hearing Brock Hoffman. I'm hearing Brock Hoffman though.
Who you hear that from?
Man, Brock Hoffman is not starting
No. We heard that.
Center,
no.
Man,
we heard that last week from Brock. He was on the final word last week.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Give me the skinny,
I don't
man.
care
Give
what
me the
Brian
skinny.
Bond is
Give me
saying.
the skinny, Clarence. Give me the skinny.
Yeah, because I can tell you what he's saying. He's saying from his investigations, he's believing that Coach Solari is going to want to stick with Hoffman and is afraid to play two rookies.
Well, see, that's the problem is that we're talking about philosophy. We ain't talking about what they're doing on the field. You know, theoretically, you want to. I mean, and let's be honest, Hoffman ain't no veteran. He ain't played.
Yeah.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. Where that button blow? Where that he ain't lying?
He been on the team, but I mean, he ain't no veteran.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't played. I mean, come on. What's a veteran to me? He
wasn't even drafted.
Hey, he's an old rookie.
He ain't been out there in no fourth quarter, no crucial situations. I all knew him too.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
a fair point.
That's a fair
but
point.
Cooper's size, demeanor, the best offensive lineman in college football, nasty, mean, and he's gonna be better than Biadasz.
Yeah.
You know, he's better than Tyler Biadasz. Okay. And Tyler made the Pro Bowl and went to Washington, but he was not a difference maker up front. He got bullied by big defense nose tackles.
True.
You have a chance to improve that position. And if Hoffman beats him out, it's because Hoffman has raised his game and become a nasty mofo, because Cooper is a nasty mofo.
Oh.
Yeah. I seen Cooper do the y'all
he's
Longhorns. I saw what he did to y'all
bigger.
Longhorns, man.
He's
I saw what
bigger.
he did to Byron Murphy. I saw what he did to Sweat. So yeah. I know y'all them hook 'em boys.
No,
over
that's
there.
what you.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
Yeah. Just show that tape right there.
I got you.
don't think that Brock Hoffman would be able to do this though. By the way,
He's
and
not
watch out
big
them-
enough.
Yeah. You watch 50. Yeah, get in there. Get him out of the way. Move him up out of the way. Yeah.
Come on, man. That wasn't nothing.
That wasn't then I couldn't hype that one up. But I can hype this one up though.
We ain't gonna do the Longhorns too bad.
This is unplanned B-roll. This is unplanned B-roll.
Come on, we're not gonna do that, man.
Hey man, come on, man. Watch he makes Sweat look like What they do with I'm gonna talk about them hookums. I'm gonna talk about them hookums over here. Come on, watch me do.
Go ahead, Lo.
Get his eye. Let me pull. Get his
All I see is the run being stopped. All I see is the run being stopped. You better go get some more tape.
Good rep, man. Come
You
on.
better go get some more tape.
Boss, you killing me, man. Boss, you killing me, man.
Hey man, it was unplanned B-roll. I just threw on the tape, bro. It was unplanned.
You better get some more tape, man. All I saw was the run being stopped. But anyway, so I really think, and certainly you need the left tackle to be good and be a player, and you know he seems like a smart guy and a very athletic guy, and those guys, Nealon, you know, small school guy like DeMarcus Lawrence has that motor, but again, when a small school guy is projected, you know, and
it's projecting on Marshawn Nealon. It's projection.
Yeah, I mean, he's a small school guy. What is he? I mean, he ain't played this kind of competition on a daily basis.
DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Lawrence, all of them. You know, you got to see. He has a good motor. You know, but we haven't seen him. We've seen nothing because you can't really see. You don't know in minicamp and OTA. You like his attitude. You like his physical frame and all the other stuff. But certainly you have to see. And the same thing goes. You know, after that, it's after those three, it's we'll see. I mean, everything. There's no
Nate
guarantee.
Thomas, small school. Yeah, Nate Thomas, small school.
You like the certainly you like the the linebacker. Yeah, but he was picked where he was for a reason too. I mean, he wasn't no top 3 round guy.
What's your thoughts on the running back then? You know, not Nate Pete, but I'm talking about in general. I know this going back to the undrafted.
Are you talking about running back position?
The position. What's your thoughts on this? Will these three offensive linemen that they fool around drafted? I
think the running game will be better. The blocking will be better this year than it was last year.
Man, I said the same thing.
Kyron Smith was not good against the run. And if BB is who we thought or I think he can be, they will be better against the run. They will be better blocking up front against them for the running game. Now,
bro,
my problem with the running back is that you have no
experience. We ain't got no juice back there, Clarence. We ain't got no juice.
Wait.
I just getting ready to say
you
that.
got a hot take right there. You got a hot take. Can I get you to say that line again, clearly?
I think they would be the blocking against the run would be better.
I
they
agree.
were not good.
No, I got to get you to say that name drop again.
Last year. Huh?
Tyron
Smith was
that
not good
name.
against the run. Tyron Smith was not good against the run.
Yeah.
He was a great pass blocker, but that was not his strong suit. And they have a chance to be better. Now, again, I talked about Beebe in the center. They have a chance to be better against the run. You got a healthy Zach Martin who's going to be fully engaged. You got Tyler Smith, who is the best guard on this team right now. And hopefully the right Steele will be better a year off their surgery.
Yes,
but
he will.
Still a better run blocker than Tyron Smith. And so the blocking for the run game should be better. Now, the problem with the running back position is they have no explosion. There's no big plays back there, but they should be better against at the goal line and short yardage situations.
Money downs.
I think Royce Freeman is going to be better than y'all think he is. He got a little juice, but there's no big play. There's no big play Tony Pollard back there. They don't have that big play in the backfield right now.
So Rico ain't it?
What's it?
Like an explosive guy that can give you some burst, can give you some acceleration, can squeeze in between A or B gap and get through that.
4-3 guy. I mean, he's a good player. He was good last year. He has to stay healthy. He didn't stay healthy last year. You look at his numbers. I mean, he is what he is. He's a good solid back. But
so you thinking
he don't. The thing that Mike McCarthy liked about Pollard, especially to you, was them 50-yard runs, that big play. That's not there. Turning short passes and take them to the house.
No, we don't got that.
You don't have that big play. And Tony did not give you that last year coming off that injury.
Yeah,
but you don't have that with the current stable of running backs. And again, they can still add to the position after training camp, on final cuts, all that stuff. They can still do all of that.
But the ideal is to do running back by committee from your.
Oh, there's no question it's running back by committee. Zeke is healthier now than he was when he was last with the Cowboys at that knee injury.
Yeah.
And they're going to be judicious about how they use him. And he was solid, with the Patriots, and so you're not going to get prime Zeke, but right. he won't be a minus player. Okay. And he certainly helps you, He certainly helps you, in the pass block and all the other stuff. But yeah, I think they can still add to that position.
All right, real quick.
But this is a passing league, passing game. I think they need to get better. I think they need to get better receiver. I really think that they need another.
Come
receiver.
again?
Like receiver two. Receiver two.
Jalen Tolbert. Tell us about him. Is he overhyped?
Yeah.
That boy got quiet over there.
I mean,
he's a receiver 4.
He's been a receiver 4.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
go.
Clarence.
There it is.
He was playing the Noah Brown role last year.
Hey, Clarence, you and I was out there last year. You and I was out there last year at Oxnard. Talk to him about number 83, that Jalen Brooks.
I mean, I think he has juice.
You think he's better than Jalen Tolbert?
I think he was better as a rookie than Jalen Tolbert was as a rookie.
Interesting.
He was better as a rookie than Jalen Tolbert was a rookie. And they like Jalen Brooks. They do like Jalen Brooks. I wanted them to get a bigger receiver. One reason why I really liked the acquisition of the kid from Pittsburgh, but they didn't keep him. But I would love to have a big fast guy.
Martavius Bryant.
Yeah, to complement
him.
Yeah, I was talking about Martavius. If he could have gotten something back, but they need a big fast guy. Again, I go back to that Green Bay game. And I love Brandon Cooks to death. That's my guy.
He got bullied.
But a bigger guy would not have got bullied on that slant.
Yeah, he's our side like that. Yeah.
Well, I want to say this first, Clarence. I want to say this first to you. I'm glad you said something about Martavius Bryant because me and Law was liking him and Boss was hating, giving us the want with him. And I said that y'all should have kept him for he could have been something sneaky for y'all.
And then you got me wrong with that. I wasn't hating.
In all due respect, they had him for a year. They had him at the end of the season and throughout the offseason, and something they decided to walk away from him.
Yeah.
But you can't say that, Clarence, because we've seen them have good players and just walk away from it with their head scratchers. So let's not even use that one right there.
Don't even use that one. They brought him in for a reason. They were trying to give him a chance. He likes to gamble on guys who had sketchy pass hit a home run. They were trying to do the same they've done in the past. And to me, if he'd have showed them something worth investing in or live, they would have kept him. That's just my thought process.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a couple of super chats for you, Clarence. Then we can give our final words and we out of here. Okay.
Most certainly.
So
yeah, because y'all got an hour and a half already, man.
We was loving it. You know you liked it, Clarence. You know you liked it. You know you liked it, dog. You know you liked it. Keep it real. You know you liked it.
I like to talk. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you like real talk. You like real talk.
He said the Jones are too close to the money, meaning they're negotiating with their actual money. Other GMs are trying to sign players to get wins to keep their jobs. That's the difference in our front office.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah.
You talking about that? Okay.
Yeah. And then B Bird also said they was bought in for leverage, and he was talking about Trey Lance. And then the last super chat is this. He said, "Who is the free agent one tech that we can get?" It's a lot of free agents out there, but I don't think they quality. I looked at them. I think we're gonna have to do that through a trade. To be honest, I think we're gonna have to go trade if we go get that one.
Trade they ain't trading nobody.
No, we did that. We did that with Hankins. We traded a 6.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right.
You're quiet. You can get some. You can get somebody like that. You know, and that's a possibility. I mean, too close to the money. I mean, that's what it's been. You know, and they're never find a GM. They're never find the owner.
Right.
You know that's never happened. They're never bringing somebody else in. They want to win. They just want to do it their way and how they do it. And but you know, again, you know, I need them to go all in. I mean, for once, you know, go all in and go get some guys. I mean, I believe in building a team through the draft, but you have to supplement the draft with free agent signings. You know, and sometimes it has to be big time free agent signings because you don't have enough dogs. I mean, you look at that defense, and for years, you didn't have any, big time linebackers and big time dogs on that defense. You need other guys to come in to make plays. You need playmakers, and you got Micah Parsons, you got, DeMarcus Lawrence. There's no listen, and right now you're better at linebacker, but you don't have no upper echelon players at linebacker.
Yeah,
Kendrick's a good player. He's not a Pro Bowl caliber player at this point in his career.
Yeah, I think the time that they had a chance, Roquan Smith. I think if they would have made that trade, it would have been lovely for us. But that's
right. But was they gonna pay it? You know, and so the safety is good and solid. Y'all ain't gonna talk about Micah Parsons and the hooker fighting.
Boy, we went a whole hour.
Let's talk about it. I mean,
we didn't know if you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I thought you was on a curfew or something.
We didn't know if you wanted to talk about it.
I thought you had to take a nap.
You talk about it.
I thought you wanted to take a nap or something.
Letting that go.
All right, now what's your thoughts on that? Now, because you heard the squabble, so what's your thoughts on that?
I mean,
hold on. I got to get your thoughts on this before we entertain that part of it. What's your thoughts on Micah Parson doing this podcast, by the way?
Oh, man. Dog, you can't even bring that up.
We
Why?
can do that. We can do that. Let's do both. We can do both.
It's not going nowhere, Lord.
No, we'll do that. Let's do both. I want to hear this.
First of all, it's the same conversation.
Yeah.
That's what Hooker was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
It's the same conversation. Micah Parsons has not had any, doing the podcast, has not had any impact on what he's done on the field. His podcast does not take away from anything. He's been, if every player on that defense played at the level of Micah Parsons, we wouldn't be having this conversation. He's been a top 3 finisher and defensive player of the year all 3 years he's been in the league. One of the most feared pass rushers in the league. Gets double teamed more than anybody.
Facts.
If everybody drew the attention that Micah Parsons, podcast Micah, gets on the field, we wouldn't be having these conversations. James would be believing. Okay? So
You're right.
Let's start
You're
there.
right.
Let's start there. Okay? Now, the problem here is that when you don't win, everything you do gets analyzed and scrutinized as a reason why you're not winning. You're just like Jerry. They go into California. Everything you do gets analyzed and scrutinized. So you open yourself up to criticism, to nitpicks, to whatever when you don't win and you do things outside the game that had nothing to do with winning. And then you go and at the Super Bowl talk about the culture and how we need to lock in and change the culture and we're going to do this and be a better leader. And then you go on to Tokyo or Japan.
Oh, well. Oh, wow.
Again, that had nothing to do with Mike as a player. He's
a player. Yeah.
Works hard. He's in great shape. He was in great shape last year, but perception
is reality.
It don't come across. Attitude reflect leadership, as they said in Remember the Titans. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't talk about being a leader and doing all this stuff and you're not here with us.
Facts. Okay. So the perception is that.
So there's no question that some of that rubs players the wrong way, like it rubs me the wrong. There's no question about that. But again, great players, I would say this, that I can tell you right now that Troy Aikman didn't like everything that Michael Irvin did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Balance.
I can tell you that Carl Banks like how Lawrence Taylor carried himself off the field.
Right.
Yeah.
And some things he did.
Right. Yeah.
But they respected the hell out of him on the field because they knew Michael Irvin was going to give his all and leave it all on the line.
Look, so Clarence, look, let me ask you this though. With all bull sugar aside, is it up to the coaches to put Parsons in places to win, or was it Parsons' fault that he didn't get no pressures or no impact in that Green Bay Packers game? Because I look at it like this. It's up to the coaches to make sure that Parsons is able to win in a moment. If I had Shaq on my team and I'm expecting him to be dominant, I can't have him at the three-point line. You know what I'm saying? I can't have him on the outside of the perimeter. I got to figure out ways to put him in the spot to win. So what the hell happened to Dan Quinn in these playoff games from the defensive perspective? What happened, man? Talk to me, man.
Okay. Let's go back to just the Hooker stuff though, because it's important. Because
break it down. You can add that into it too.
Hooker said, this stuff you doing all this podcast, but you ain't helping stop the run, and that's true. But that's true for most pass rushers. They run at a pass rusher.
Right.
Facts.
You trying to stop them from getting to the quarterback. You run at them. That goes back to DeMarcus Ware and them. You want to run at them.
Facts.
To take some out their legs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because there's certain that run. They're ready to pass. I mean, that's what teams are going to do. They're going to try to expose the pass rush. And that's part of the game. But it's funny because Michael came back and said, "You didn't say nothing about this to me in my face, but you said it on a podcast. You talking about me doing podcast, but now you on a podcast talking about me instead in my face when we was in the locker room."
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
What's your thoughts on that?
I think Michael's right. I mean, you can't criticize me on a podcast by being on the podcast.
Yeah,
that's not right. But there's no question.
Clarence,
Hooker has valid. Go ahead.
Because I think honestly, all
Man, both of y'all shut the fuck
up. I think it needs to be a rule where everybody just shut up. Cause see, Michael can't say nothing because he did it to Tank.
Yep.
Right?
He did.
Like everybody just need to shut up. Like if everybody shut up, everybody will be way better off. If everybody made a rule like they have in New England.
The problem is that what happened in Green Bay frustrated everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody can put a finger on what happened in Green Bay.
Right.
And getting back to you saying the scheme, them not being able to stop the run threw everything out of balance. I mean, they just got gas, they got out schemed. They got everything. That Dan Quinn's defense didn't have no answers for nothing. You leave tight ends wide open 30 yards down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's with no one even close to them. It's everybody's fault. That their failures in the playoffs, their failures in the big game. I go back to 2 years ago, and everybody wants to point to that. 2 years ago in the Green Bay game, in the San Francisco game.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, and
which one?
And Trayvon, the one is in 2 years ago when Tony got hurt. They
Pollard. Okay, yeah.
But you don't remember before the half, Trayvon Diggs was not physical with the tight end. There was a tip ball. He did not get physical with the tight end.
Yeah.
And he dropped the pick. It was right in his hand. It was the same drive they scored the touchdown was basically a Clinton touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
Everybody got to show up and make plays.
Yeah.
It's everybody got to show up and make plays. That was the game. We got video of Micah throwing it off the tackle. Whatever else, and but everybody got to show up and make plays. This is everybody's work on that team. And it's not just one person. Everybody got to find a way to play their best football when it matters most, and that has not happened.
I think that the low energy in the postseasons, those playoff games. I got a theory, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong. And I've been saying it's beating on the table. Maybe it can be articles written about it, and somebody can just pay attention to it. I feel as if though we go through the preseason, the regular season, where these coaches can't be talked about with other teams, right? Because it's important to be prepared for the season. But when we get to the postseason, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, especially when the Cowboys are winning, they get a chance to interview or be distracted by getting these other jobs. And now these players, these coaches, focus in their mindset be on other teams. I think that Dan Quinn technically checked out. He was ready to leave anyhow. I'm not saying that he didn't put in game planning, he didn't put in time, but it just feels as if though that he already had his mind made that he's going to be up out of here, and he already had those plane tickets ready to be on his coaching interviews and things like that. How come the NFL can't just have a rule whereas
I disagree.
Why do you disagree about that? Talk to me about that.
Because first of all, that Washington job was not Dan Quinn's. They was trying to give it to other people. He fell into that job. He did not know he was going to get that job. He was going to be, if he don't get that Washington job, he's back in Dallas.
Yeah, but he had the Seattle. Seattle was talking to him. He had a whole bunch of people that were trying to reach out to him.
Seattle, they was talking to him, but the only job because Seattle hired their coach before Washington. And Washington wanted the kid from Detroit.
Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson. He turned it down, and then he became
him down. Okay, Dan Quinn. If he had the job, Dan Quinn was at the airport. You don't let a guy fly back on his own commercial if he's your guy. Okay, and I, with all due respect, Dan Quinn has more professionalism than that to check out. I mean, I know as Cowboy fans, everybody's coming up with reasons because there's no rhyme or reason.
What was his game plan? What was his game plan? Come on, Clarence. What was his game plan? What was his game plan against Green Bay, man? Help me out. Help me out mentally, man. Come on, help me out.
Listen, I think that the cornerback being hurt them.
The shoulder, yeah.
Yes, because he couldn't play the way he wanted to play and the way he's played in the past. They finally exposed those linebackers, those small linebackers, which Buffalo did, and stuff. Like every team didn't do that, but I think it's wrong to say that he checked out. I don't. I mean, it's because we're all coming up with reasons. No one can come up with reasons. They can't come. That's why they're all frustrated and discombobulated because no one can really put their finger on what happened to Green Bay because no one saw Green Bay coming. I mean, I talked to Troy Aikman. He said he already booked the flight, canceled the vacation. He was going to San Francisco. Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem.
It's just a problem. But the idea that they did not weren't prepared, I think that's a false statement. I think there's a false statement. They didn't put it together because 2 years ago.
What was the game plan? I was going to ask you with that. With Kellen Moore. What was Kellen Moore game plan against 49?
2020. Let me go back. 2022.
Right. What was the game plan?
When they had the great game against Tampa, don't tell me Tom Brady was old and all of this stuff.
Right.
Exactly. Why can't you say that? Why can't you say this was not?
Because you know what?
That was a great game.
Because if they'd have lost, we'd have said, see, the Cowboys can't beat Tom Brady.
Yeah, because they would say Tom Brady
but you know
undefeated.
What, Clarence, I ain't listening to that San Francisco game though. I'm not listening to that San Francisco game though, Clarence. That was the Dak moment. I don't want to hear it. The defense played good that game.
They did.
Right. Remember
they kept us in the game. That was the Dak moment, Clarence. That's the Dak moment, Clarence. Yes or no?
Huh?
Was that the Dak moment in that?
You mean bad moment?
And that? No, the moment where we seen it, and I'm not saying everybody's like you. We know there's 11 players on the team. We understand that, but we have seen football, and you watch enough football, Clarence, when you've seen a quarterback kind of take it to the next level, when some things all kind of fall around him, and he wills the team kind of win. That was that kind of moment.
We had Noah Brown, bro. We had Noah Brown.
Man, see, here you go. Y'all always got an excuse. Y'all always got an excuse.
Listen,
let me finish. You got too many excuses. I'm done.
You're right.
Go ahead.
You're right.
Break it down.
I'm done.
I said he's not Patrick. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He ain't pulling the rabbit out of his hat. Okay.
Wait. Everybody ain't Patrick Mahomes though, Clarence, and you know daggone well if that's your guy, he gotta have moments. Clarence, don't do that. Stop bringing up Patrick Mahomes.
But with who though, Big Game James? With who on that
Stop
game?
it!
With who in that 49ers game we're gonna be able to stand tall against?
Can I go back? I know it's an excuse.
Lord.
Can I go ask you a question?
Go ahead.
The only reason let me finish, because y'all listen. The only reason I brought up that game is because Law boss said that the defense coordinator checks out when he's looking for the job. Well, he was looking for the job that year too, and they had a good game plan that year. They had a good defense play, wasn't enough to win that year.
Did Kellen Moore check out though?
Okay, he played well. So that's the only reason I brought up that game. But getting to the offensive side of the field in that game, Noah Brown was your second receiver. You had CD and a bunch of me and you out there
my
receiving.
God, man.
That's true, B. You can't handle the truth, B.
went over to Houston. Noah Brown and Dalton Schultz went over to Houston. Y'all got excuses. That's all it is. That's all y'all got is excuses. Y'all knew you was gonna do it, Clarence. Y'all all got excuses. Oh Lord, he went over there. Can I talk?
Handle the truth.
That's what it is,
You can't handle the truth, boss.
No,
you can't handle the truth. No, you can't handle the truth.
You want answers?
You can't handle the truth.
Once they lost Tony Pollard,
see what I'm saying? But your quarterback's supposed to have that moment.
Big. You just can't handle the truth, Big.
Oh man, you can't handle the truth, boss. You can't handle the truth.
The game. You're right. They all need to play better. Dak needs to show up and play balls to the wall and do all that other stuff. But he still.
See, here you go, Clarence. See, I knew you were. See, I don't like that. See, that's that stuff. That's that stuff right there. Oh my God.
Oh, you see this guy? Number one.
Yeah, you're right. We woo, boss. That's you. That's you.
All right, so Clarence, man, I got some. I'm cooking some chicken, man. Y'all gonna make me burn my chicken, man, for real. I really do got some chicken on.
Oh my God.
So James, I need to start singing with them boys. Come on.
Oh, sing it.
Nope.
Come on, now. I need you to sing. Come on now.
I got you, man.
Hell no.
Perfect. I need you to start singing.
Nope.
Come on, Big James. Come on.
Clarence,
Clarence,
during this portion of the show, we give our final words. You gave us a whole lot.
Are you still them boys, Big James? Come on, man.
You still them boys?
Definitely not them boys.
I need you to start singing. You come to training camp?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Come on, Big Gang. I need you to be out there.
Why?
Man.
For what? So I can hear all the hype again every year? So I can hear all the hype again every year for what?
Clarence, let me be your intern, man, while I'm out there, man. You just give me the intern badge. So I can get the press passes and everything with you, man. You be the intern with you.
Where are you staying? Are you back at the courtyard?
I can't.
Okay, you trying to keep somebody out here. Tell her you down the street.
Yeah.
You run them like that?
Right.
No, absolutely not. No, sir.
No. I'm like this over here, man. Come on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You got him like that?
Hey, man, who knows?
He a fan.
Hey, but on another note, there was some kind of words.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
Jerry might have her in camp. Y'all better be
I can believe it. I bet you he does. I bet you he does.
All right, man. All right.
Might do have out there.
I want me some glory hole.
I'm gonna ask Jerry, can you get the hump to a girl on the camp? I'm gonna ask him that. Can she come to the media party?
Hey, I already saw Shaq with her, so it's Shaq tour now.
Listen, I'm not touching that.
All right. So Clarence, at this portion of the show, we give our final words.
We ain't done that already.
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Then because I'm trying to get to this chicken, man. My chicken is burnt.
2 hours in, we still gotta get one final word.
What chicken? Yeah. The final word. The final word. Yes, and it's on you. And then I want you to plug all your channels, everything that you got going on. Obviously, we know. Everybody know you with Fort Worth Telegram. We all know that. But any kind of social activity, anything else that you want people to follow you. Also, I've been seeing that the likes are down. We got a legend in the house, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah.
We listen. We got a bona fide killer in the house in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
The man asked some of the toughest questions. And I think your counter punch is the best. I think that's the best skill about your secondary question. Because your first one, you get a no. The second one, you come back. So what's your final words, Clarence?
Well, first of all, follow me on Clarence Hill Jr. on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook at Clarence Hill Jr. and have a Facebook page, Cowboys and Chill. Please follow me on that. I do a Cowboys talk show during the year on Thursday nights. It wasn't at LB's, but they're closing, so I'm gonna find a new location. But it'll be all on my social media channels. I'm also, starting another podcast, and I will give you updates on that. Remember, you follow me, you get all of me. I'm not a seam head. You want a seam head? Go follow the robots and those other guys that only talk about football. I talk about social issues. I talk about politics. I talk about things that are important to the community. I think things that are important to me because I'm not just about sports and football. And I'm not just about football. I'm about basketball and baseball and college sports. I talk about everything. I certainly had one of the first interviews with Kyrie Irving's dad in a long time, during the basketball playoffs. My philosophy is I work corners. I'm not a Dallas Morning News, I'm Fort Worth Star Telegram. So I work corners. I work the streets. I get people and from the gutter. And I talk to number one. I talk to the custodians, secretaries, agents, family members, as well as the players, front office, and everybody else to get my information. So I come from all avenues, talking to people and creating relationships. Regarding the Cowboys in 2024, I do think this is a season on the brink, because we got so much unknown about this team with so many, not just the time prime guys, there's so many guys on one-year deals, so many guys, including the entire coaching staff, flying without a net with no future promise beyond 2024. And then you add in Dak and CD. So it's certainly a season on the brink. Just from a positive standpoint, the Cowboys have the best quarterback in the division, the best guard talent in the division, the best receiver in the division. Okay. They got the best pass rusher in the division. Okay. They have the best cornerback tandem in the division. They have the one or the two best kickers. Certainly you put kicker, returner, punter together, they got that best specialist division. Certainly the best special teams coach in the division. So I think that this team certainly will be competitive, certainly have a chance to win the division this year. No one's gone back-to-back in the NFC since 2004 when the Eagles did it. And so the Eagles won it last year. Cowboys have a good chance to win it this year. And they will make the playoffs. And then we'll see.
All in.
Then we'll see. We'll see what they do. They do need to find a way to play their best when it matters most. Everybody, Dak included, the quarterback included, they got to find a way to play their best when it matters most in the biggest games, and we'll see. But nothing is promised beyond 2024 for the great majority of his football team, including the best players in Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy, at the top of the list.
Let's get it. That's good.
Great
stuff,
final
man.
word. My final word is going to be quick. Obviously, this is something that when you start your podcast, come back because we want to help promote that. Obviously, we want to try to help you get as many subscribers as possible. We're a community here, and we like you, Clarence. You're doing a great job at your black job. You're doing great.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, great job. Great black job.
Great black job, brother. Yeah.
So
Great
we'll
black job.
continue in our series where we are interviewing a lot of the best. So we got Michael Gelkin coming next week. We obviously had Clarence here today. 2 weeks from now, we have Nick Harris and we have John Machota coming as well. So we're going to really try to give you all the angles. But Clarence, make sure when you start that podcast and the Thursday events, make sure that we're a part of that. We go try to pack that thing out to you.
Yeah.
We'll work together to try to make everything you do a success. We love your spirit and how you doing. That's my final word.
Yeah.
Well, my final word is, number one, I really appreciate Clarence. Like, he gets me going. Like, he brings it. He's real. Like you said, he be in the gutter. Like, I like talking to somebody who knows some cowboy stuff and he can keep it funky when you talk to him. That's the kind of stuff I like. So I'm really, you're probably my favorite guest of all time right now so far. So I definitely hope you come back again. I hope the best for your podcast. Keep bringing that realness. Keep bringing them great questions. Keep attacking, not attacking Jerry, but keep holding them to the fire. Keep asking them questions and holding them to the fire for the people out here that care, that really want to hear the truth. And we really appreciate when you come with those real questions and what we really want to ask. You ask the questions that we want to ask, and that's what I really appreciate about you, because it's like, dang, that's what I want to ask, and I really want to hear it, and I love how you phrase it, and I just really appreciate it. And as far as the Cowboys, I ain't believing all that noise. I'm just gonna say, I feel like when I listen to Clarence, that I just hear it. They cut corners too much. They don't bring it every single year. They want to try to win it their way, and their way just ain't doing it, and they need to step out of their own selves to really take it to the next level. And I feel like until they get out of their own way, it's always going to be the same thing. Win a lot of games, be competitive, but fail at the end. Now, hopefully that don't happen. We'll see. Like Clarence said, I feel like they probably going to make the playoffs, but we'll see. But that's really all I got to say. Just a bunch of hype that I don't want to hear no more from this team.
Yeah. My number one goal is to.
Okay, let me say one thing about the tough question, because a lot of people say, we don't ask them tough questions. Our job as journalists is not to argue with them, and fans want us to argue with them. Okay, our job is to ask questions and deal with the answer. But it's not my job to say you lying and you should be doing this. That's not our job as journalists. You ask the questions, we try to rephrase, we try to get them to answer the questions that we ask that you want to know, but it's not our job to go back at them.
Right.
Okay. You want to get the answer. You want them to talk to you. You want to tell them what they're thinking, but it's not about arguing with them.
For sure.
That's a good way to put it like
free
that.
Game.
That's free, man, because I didn't go to journalist school. So, yeah, it's good, or journalism and all of that stuff. So that's
Can I say
good
one
to
thing
know.
real quick, Lau, before you get your final word?
Go ahead.
I don't see how anybody have a problem with that all in. Because the way that you first framed it, you took away the excuses. When you talked about, we know that y'all like to budget, right? You took it away and you asked them the question. And that's why I went viral, because it was a moment to where you first, to me, asked it right.
Put them to the fire.
Right. And then the questions you asked on Mozzie was dead on. And it was your follow-up question on Mozzie when you asked about the weight, because he didn't want to give it to you, but you still got it out of him. That's why I say your counterpunch to me is your best, where it's your follow-up questions to where you get them to answer. You don't just quit on the first one. Anybody that know what they looking at, know you don't lay down. Like if they really watch you.
And it's finna be crazy, because you're gonna circle back. That's what you do too. So you're gonna circle back when the training camp hit. So even though you say you don't go back and forth with them, but the circle back gang.
No, I don't argue with them. I go back and there's nothing wrong with rephrasing, but I'm not doing your fans want to. How dare you let them? You can't say that. You want them to talk to you. You don't want to make it a combative situation, but you have to rephrase and, as you say, set them up so you can get where you're trying to get to.
Yeah,
right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Well, my final word is this, man. Whatever you need as far as your podcast, let me know. How far you are from the Echo Lounge, from Kevin Smith's spot?
That's my guy. I'm not that far. I just been busy. I never been to get on Sunday. What's going on up at the Echo?
Man, sure. He looking for somebody to set up, man. Wednesday, Thursday, well, not Friday, Wednesday or Thursday. So I've been, trying to do something, man. So let me know. Hit me up. You got my number though, right?
Yeah. No, I know Kevin. Me and Kevin like this.
Yeah. So man, let's network on that. But I appreciate you, man, for all that you do and all what you represent, man. Yeah. And it's monumental for me to come from Mississippi, listen to you guys on the radio, reading your articles, and then I fool around and move to Texas and get a chance to rap with you guys and still represent, my Mississippi, and all of what I do is still here in Dallas. So it's always great, man. And I didn't have a good time tonight. I had a great time, bro. And keep up doing your job and your duty out there of spreading the word, man, and not holding back punches. That's what we love to see. Tonight, final word was really good, everybody.
Yeah, it was.
Y'all continue to hit the like, share this content. Let's continue to grind and shine. And as far as the Oxnard funds, man, y'all continue to send it over here, man. We independent over here. So every dollar can be stretched out to help out this thing so we can continue to holler, man. That's all the time that I have for this beautiful moment. Let's continue to grind and shine. DC for life, not for sure. Let's go, baby.
100K low.
3, 2, 1, drop it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills, drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to
Appreciate it, Clarence.
Appreciate you, man.
Let's go! I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, I'm with J, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.